Hey guys, Daniel here from RX Smart Gear Australia. I wanted to give you 5 tips on double unders. So if you've been doing single unders for a while, you want to challenge yourself with getting double unders, or you've been trying double unders for a while, these tips are going to be helpful for you to achieve that first or start linking double unders together. Okay, number 1, not jumping high enough. Very common that people only jump very short and they speed up the cable. Double unders are the reverse of that. What we want you to do is jump really high and buy time off the floor. So to demonstrate what people have been doing, okay, demonstrate what you need to do. So by jumping higher, you're buying more time for the cable to get around the body. If you leave that shallow jump in there, you have to speed up your cable, and speed kills double unders when you're learning. You want to slow the movement down, jump higher, buy time for the cable to get around the body. All right, number 2 is jumping too early. If you think as your body as an analog clock, you've got 12 o'clock overhead, 6 o'clock by your feet. If you jump when the cables are overhead, you've got all this time before the cable actually gets to your feet. So what we want you to do is jump late, so it's almost a cheat that the cable's by your feet rather than up overhead. Okay, so demonstrate this. Got a bright cable, so you should be able to see the cable in front of you or down by your knees before you start to jump, rather than the cable being up overhead. This is going to be jumping early. Hopefully with that video you would have seen that the cable's more over my head, and then I wasn't able to get through for 2 turns. The position that you want the cable to be is in front of you, down past your knees. So jump late. So the cable there is almost down by my feet before I'm taking my feet off the floor. All right, number 3 in why you're not getting consistent double unders. Your arms are too wide. So if we have a look at my cable here, my standard length for me, it's a little bit shorter than the chart. 1 foot underneath the cable, bring it to around the center of the chest. It should be around about below the pec or kind of nipple height. So this is an 8-2 cable that I'm using. If I have my cable in my correct position, elbows back, palms forward, I've got plenty of cable there on the floor. If my arms go wide, it comes in contact with my feet. So naturally, if my arms are held wide, the cable's going to come in contact with my feet straight away. So to demonstrate this, arms wide, arms close, elbows back, palms forward. Let's do a combination of the two. We'll start with my arms in closer, my elbows back, palms forward, and then we'll progressively go wider. So a note on that. Now my arms have gone wide. So is this the rope's fault, or is this the user's fault? A lot of times we get asked, why is my cable too short? It's not my cable that's too short, it's my arms that are too wide. So fixing it, you do one thing, elbows back. All right, number 4, speeding up the turn. If I was a 3-year-old kid got his bike for the first time, I'm going to get training wheels and going to get a really slow bike. I'm not going to put that kid onto a 1200cc motorcycle. It's the same for learning double unders. We want you to slow down before you speed up. So in saying that, we want you to slow down the turn. So we don't speed it up. So if we are going to go ask a beginner to do fast double unders like this, even for me who's proficient at double unders, it's going to be very hard to control. Okay, what we want you to do is slow down the turn and increase the height of the bound. What you're doing when you're slowing down the turn is you're buying more time off the floor for the cable to get around you. The more time off the floor, the easier it is to get your timing, feel where the rope needs to be, and get that first double under. All right, number 5, using a speed cable. Now, we offer all the way from speed cables through to beginner cables into heavies and drag rope. What you need as a beginner is something with a little bit of weight in your hand. So the cable is going to be not a speed cable, but it's not going to be a heavy cable. It's somewhere in between. If you're purchasing a lightweight cable, you need additional velocity in order to keep tension in the cable. And then again, learning at speed is very hard for beginners. So you need a heavier cable in order to slow you down so we can get those nice tall double unders rather than just keeping up with the cable. So a lightweight cable, you need to speed up, therefore you're learning at speed and it's very difficult to learn. So just knock it back a couple of cable weights, so our elite or buff cables, rather than the lightweight speed cables that most jump ropes are offered on. You're going to be able to feel and control the cable.